welcome back to today's stream. So, I don't know how long it will be. It might vary based on how much fun I'm having. And of course, you know, sometimes something gets in the way or anything like that. So, like, no, yesterday I didn't need to stop. Was 2 days ago. That stop early. But, so let's see, the stream's up. That's good, so I can close it. And then I'll open it on my phone. And so I'll be starting with playing some Eurotruck Sim, and if that becomes boring, I might also do a little I don't know how to call it, mapping or something like that. External. Don't think we were doing any? No. We could do a Winterland one, just to get up our money a little, but it just is very low payment. You don't need to drive very far. No, maybe not. 10k. That doesn't look bad. Or lavender. No, let's just do silica. Even though I kinda want to go to Czech, I don't think I've been there a lot. I think I've been there like once in game. I haven't been there. So let's see. We need to go. I guess I need to go back probably. And then like that. Oh, my trailer is over here. That has never happened to me. Well, I appreciate that. Usually I need to drive a little before I can grab my trailer. But that's good. I won't complain. Let's turn back. Slowly turn the right direction. Quite industrial thing over here. I think is Poland one of the newer maps? I think that they were worked out from the center to the other countries, right? Or are all the I don't think they released all of the countries simultaneously, right? I do have heard that the Nordic DLC is quite big actually. Like the longest delivery you can do is 3 kilometers, which I mean three IRL hours, which might not sound like a lot, but well, of of course, through Europe, if it was like 3 hours to get a delivery through Europe, you know that might not sound like a lot, but even if you don't take into account what I'm gonna say, like 3 hours means 3 hours to the closest, well, the farthest thing. Like it just takes this quickest road. That doesn't mean if you drive all the roads. Well, if you drive 3 hours in wherever the Nordic DLC is located, um, that doesn't mean you will have done every road. That just means you likely get from the very bottom to the very top. But I assume there's more than one road. I do kind of dislike the absence of snow. Well, like I don't really need that much snow over in France or something, but a little. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I might just sleep right now so I don't skip too much of the day. I don't think I'll be able to just not sleep. Stop early. I was kind of scared at first that I wasn't going to be able to stop it on time. From this game even for a second. I don't know, I just rather turn off the mic to respect the privacy. They also don't they don't always notice that I could be streaming immediately, so I just turn it off for a second. That's just nice, and no one watches my streams, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. I don't think anyone would have noticed even. It wasn't that long, I think. I had my mic off for like 3 minutes. Is that a helicopter in front of us? And over there? Oh, now I don't see it anymore. Oh, I see it a tiny bit. And now I don't. I think if I go like that, yeah, that is a helicopter. Well, let's be careful. That's cool. I didn't know they were in the game. I can't see it anymore. Well, I gotta be careful sticking my head out of the window and such. That's a good way to crash. Yeah, a helicopter isn't a big one, I think. Thing is, those birds look kinda unrealistic in my opinion. I don't know, there's very, from the distance it's kinda hard to distinguish what they are. I think it kinda, look, if you look at this and or look at it in front of us, it's just black things. I wouldn't, well, because they're in the sky, you might, and they're moving around, you kinda, it is reasonable to assume they are birds, but even in the beginning, I really wasn't sure if they were meant to be birds or if they were something else. Of course, it kinda makes sense. Oh, we're going too fast. So tall. Let's see how much we'll pay. I think 28. We'll need to pay 28 euros, not dollars. 52? I usually think it's a little lower. That might be wrong. Toll ain't that bad in the game. It's one of those things that isn't really adjusted much to the inflation of the, well, not really inflation, that ain't the right word, but I don't know how to say it, but gas prices are higher than they would be in game, I think. I don't think trucker needs to pay 1k to fill their tank, otherwise it's getting pretty crazy. No, I think it's like, I think in game the gas prices are like 30 a liter or so. What is it? It isn't toll, right? No. I'm just thinking about it, and it might have been bad to not sleep when it was later, just because if we slept at like 5 p.m. I would have been much less chance that my tiredness would go up a lot during the night, because sometimes it seems to really jump up a lot when it gets later. I might also turn, well, my lights are already. Now I want to know the gas price. We aren't going to stop here, but we are going to drive through. What? It is like IRL gas prices. 166. That seems quite cheap. Or are they too much? Are the tanks too big? Or do people, or do truckers IRL really pay 1k to fill their trucks? Would kind of be crazy. Berlin. I think we've passed the German border now. 5 more in-game hours. But it always is kind of weird to imagine that the world around us, it isn't like a full world, it's just a stripe. You know, after those hills, there's just voids. That they do a very good job at masking that, but sometimes you might be very close to the edge of the or where there is any land without even noticing. Imagination, life is your creation. And I'm not gonna sing it further, but that's a little incriminating. Not incriminating, but might be used against me later. We don't need that. Why are they slowing down so much? Let's not. No, no, no. Let's not. What? Did I crash with my trailer? At least no damage, no actual damage. Why are they slowing down this much? It's just because they are going through minor bends? That's lame. Careful, buddy. Let's hope we don't need to slow down here. I don't think so. I apologize. But you know, over there, you might not really be that far from the. But no, maybe because it splits up. No, you would be quite close, I think, to the void. On the left too, that's like that wall over there. That's just to. That's the end of the world is a little overestimation, like the end of the world. But you know what I mean. It is where, well, the edge. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life is plastic. Yeah. Wait. Like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to sing it. But sometimes they do go quite far actually. Even for minor details, you see there's a hill I think over there, and you shouldn't even be able to. You basically can't even see that. Is there a village there? That would be too much of detail for something that you practically can't see. I think if you would be in a car, if your view was lower, you wouldn't even be able to see it. And with tiny window, you also basically are unable to see it. But I don't think it will be a little bit too much of a detail, unless that road on the right that goes to the right bends next to a village or something. But otherwise, I don't think they would add something like that, like a full village. Well, I do know there are like models in the game for like far away. They are named like far village or something, like that are quite clearly meant to be used in quite a distance. But you know, these bushes and such, they're just PNGs that follow where you are. They aren't actually 3D. You can see that if you would go directly on top of it, it won't turn up. It will only turn to the side. So in that case, you can see that they are not 3D. I might just do a little editor when this delivery is finished. I was thinking about doing my hometown, all around my hometown, and including my own hometown. Um, so the city, and then a road or two that goes from the city. But I don't know how to practically do that. Like, how do you put it in a map? How do you make sure it is connected with the other roads? That's the things I'm kind of confused about. It's already turning dark a little. We have our lights on so the police can fine us for having not having our lights on when you can clearly see like 2 kilometers in the distance. But you know, the light doesn't even do anything yet. Like I think I think I'm seeing a little bit light. Well, it is barely anything. The only in the night light can really help for sure when it's at close distance, but when it's not, no, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Well, it doesn't make any difference actually. And with night, I mean pitch black night, not um, according to police. This is also night because I'll get fined if I don't have my lights on. But actual night where it is dark outside. So I had a little lag there. I assume you guys were also able to see that. I might just head back a little towards Belgium and such, just because they allow me to go faster than 80. Left. I'm not trying to jinx myself, but we have not crashed yet. I also think that's a plane out there. Always cool to see the planes flying overhead. I think, can we see an airport there? Yeah, right? Is that an airport? Oh, cool. I was wondering the other day if there were actual airports or if the planes were just flying around to nowhere. Well, nowhere. So what was saying? I kind of forgot. I don't know. I'm thinking, what was I saying? Genuinely don't know. No, I really forgot. Wait. No. I could go back in stream to see what I was talking about. But that's a little. Oh yeah, overall I haven't crashed yet. I have actually had a single crash. Was one without damage for me, but I did get a fine. I think I crashed into someone with my trailer. Um, and I think the previous drive I did, I also only got 1 or 2% damage. But this time we'll go for 0. And afterwards, I'm gonna forget, but I should kind of sleep afterwards, because so it doesn't count towards my job time next time I want to sleep. I need to sleep, and then I've skipped to the morning, so I don't need to. Um, I don't need to drive in the night. I think if I'd skip, why is there? Why does it hang so much of the roads? That isn't supposed to. But I do think not all trees are fully 2D. I think a couple is just consist of multiple PNGs together to create the illusion of it being, well, illusion. At a certain point, if you have like 10 PNGs in a single model, uh, it isn't really an illusion anymore. Like for grass, why would you need uh, every single strand of grass to be modeled? But if you've ever played the Hunter Classic, it is very obvious. Well, not that obvious. You gotta pay attention to it. It isn't like, oh, there's everywhere PNGs. I can't see anything else. Everything, the illusion is ruined. But it is like the flowers and I think the grass too and such. Um, they just consist of one or two images that are like, how do I put it? They usually are like 90%. Oh, we can. Alright, let's see. Can we back up? Let's put our hazard lights on. Alright, let's try to turn. Oh, that person, I think it keeps that big of a distance because I have my hazard lights on, so that's good. It worked. Yeah, look, if I turn it off, I think it's going to go forward. Yeah, I don't know if it was because I moved or if it was because I turned it off or both. Um, so I apparently have been there already, judging by the yellow line. But of course, it doesn't hurt to go somewhere where you already have been. That was me. Let's honk at the police. Hello. I do kinda dislike the everything is kinda static sometimes. Of course, I like that there are some moving components like planes and windmills and such, but with static I mean everything follows a very direct route. The cars don't really seem like there's someone driving it. They just seem like they are driving on a rail, which just kind of makes it boring. And I know, likely performance stuff, it'll be, it won't, it wouldn't be that good. I think for the performance of the game, if every car really did, I don't know, pathfinding to find its way. I don't know. Maybe they do. Why was the police car going so fast? It didn't even have its lights on. Wasn't that too fast? Can they go like 120 and might be valid? That car isn't going that fast as the police car. I'm going to have to report it to the chief police. The chief of the police. 55 minutes. Thought it would be a little less actually. Usually it's the opposite where I suddenly look at the time and it is like um, it suddenly is like a lot slower. Well, what slower? What am I talking about? It is only like 5 more minutes. This time, I guess I thought we would be heading towards the city now. Like this would be the exit for the city, but I guess not yet. Need to drive a little more. So right now we have been crashless. Well, let's keep it like that. Let's slow down first of all. Yes, I guess these roads aren't made for 80 kilometers an hour. People. So no trailer damage, no cargo damage, no truck damage, which is good. Also no real delays besides sleeping then. But I was talking about how the Hunter Classic has quite obvious usage of PNGs to make, well, but the thing is, like grass and flowers, it isn't really that 3D IRL either, so it if it would be like a tree or something, which they do in this game, I think. Some trees also just PNGs that turn towards your camera, but um, in the classic they do not do that. I think all the leaves likely are like PNGs. They are like modeled every TD leaf. But I don't know what I was saying. I apologize. But the classic is quite old game, so that's why they. This game is also quite old, but the classic is a little older, and they are going to transfer to a new engine. But right now they still are running, I think, on the, what is it, 2006 engine or something. But over the about a year, they are going to try to get on a new well, transfer to a new engine. Oh, I'm on the wrong lane, not supposed to be there. Which normally should be give them the option, well, not the option, but would allow for much easier map editing. So we might get a new map and also just easier coding. And welcome, I see someone joined just now. I am completing this delivery, and afterwards I'll be doing some map editing, or I don't know how to call it, map editing. I don't know what's the right word for it, but making maps, well, trying to make. I'm a very beginner. I think I had loaded up the map editor yesterday for the first time. And I might also take a quick break when I deliver. Well, no, I'm first going to go sleep, not in real life, but when I complete this, I'm going to. Well, there isn't any sleeping spots here though, which kinda sucks. We also need to go through base, so we gotta stop first. Okay, entree. Well, let's say 90. It doesn't even look that bad, but I'm not gonna try. That's an easy one, I think. Well, a trail is still no. When we get there, it isn't gonna be that turned. If you are a real person, I'd appreciate it if you said something, because usually sometimes YouTube does a little weird and people, it just says that someone's watching but no one even joined, or someone who joined for a half second, and then it shows that I have 2 viewers for like 10 minutes. So let's see, 10k, I'll take that. 610 XP. Well, it isn't even that important to do the maneuvering, I think. If you get 610 for just driving, that doesn't sound that bad. So now we are finally out of debt and we didn't get any damage. So this is gonna be from our bank. Overdraft settled. So let's see where there's any spot I can sleep nearby. Actually, what? Nothing here. It can be. Nothing over there. Not even anything there. Damn. I also don't really feel like traveling for 50 more kilometers, well 50, isn't that much in the game, but for another half an hour just to be able to sleep. Aren't they showed or something? Which one have I did the least? 16 friends, 15 Italy, 11 Poland. In UK also is only 12. I've only been in UK once. As you can see, I did one drive, but it was quite boring. No, I did two. How else did I get back? Think. Wait, how did I do it? I think I just drove back on the same road I came from. Doesn't it show? Or am I looking? Oh, I might have to zoom in a little more. Wait, let's see. Let's hope so. So, yes, over here. I was already thinking, why is there no no place to sleep anywhere? But that explains that. Let's like. Alright, and afterwards I'm going to do a little map editing. Or, I don't know how to call it. Also, does my... I gotta pay a little attention to not be like, hello, I'm Rolling Potato. Well, I'm not gonna call myself Rolling Potato, but hello to my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I sometimes... what? No damage? I'll take it. I really thought, like, for a second, like, oh no. It always is like that. I do a little extra drive, and suddenly I get like 50% damage. But the damage thing in this game is kind of weird sometimes. You get damage from random, well, not random things. I don't think I've experienced it where you get like damage from nothing, but I do have the way the damage is calculated or something is just a little weird. Sometimes it suddenly gives 30% for something that could be 1%. It sometimes doesn't really do much of a how do I say, middle ground. You know, it is or very few damage or no actually. Sometimes you just don't get any when you crash. Or it is a 70k worth of damage. Well, 70k is a little of an overestimation. I once got 100% because luckily it was a not my own vehicle. That was before I had one. I think it wasn't on this career. But I somehow got my truck on top of a barrier, so I kept on getting damage from that. Just because I was on it and I was moving a little. Well, I think I kinda had that when I crashed once with this vehicle. I think it was like a 10% crash, and then when I came down or something from the landing, well, I'm on the wrong lane actually. No. That's good. Go for it. Go for it. Go. Go. Bro! These NPCs can be so dumb sometimes. So now we got one. Why didn't we get a fine? I don't think we got a fine for that. Which I guess is good, but sometimes it's a little weird. No, we like it. Luckily the game doesn't go forward if you go. Isn't the light green? No. Well, can I just... Oh, no. I think it was just because I... Why isn't it going? Let's look at through the... Yes, it's going now. Huh? Also, why is that 700? It was green, right? Was it because there's different traffic light there? we're getting ourselves in debt again. And even when I don't have any damage, it says substantial vehicle wear. Well, now I have 1%, but if it's 0, it also says that. Just because I've crashed too much. Really, I've already basically used up this vehicle and don't have money to do like a full repair. I think that's like 100k again. Better off just paying for a new vehicle. Service, and service recommendations 500. Alright, that isn't that bad. The red light violation was even worse. I wanted to replace all on a vehicle that I did for a quick job. What's but replace all gives the same, right? So you wouldn't even need that normally if I get it right. But if I tried that, I'd be in debt for, well, I wouldn't even need to try to get out of debt. I would just be in there forever. So let's sleep over here. We're gonna sleep over there. Perfect. Okay, let's just click. Oh. Oh, we can already stop here. Well, no, let's go a little further. Auntie. And now it's perfectly morning. What could be 2 hours more perfect, but it isn't that bad. So I'm going to stop this, and then we are going to do some map editing. Well, I'm first gonna look if someone's watching, and I'm going to check my phone a little, see if I got any messages on Snapchat. So give me a second. I'll also have to turn off the camera for a second, in a minute, and I want the bar to go up further. I can't get it to go to yellow. Is it like the very limit of how loud I talked? Wait, if I get closer. Hello. Yeah, now I can get into yellow. What a challenge. Hello. So it does really have an advantage for getting closer to my laptop, but that kind of makes sense, of course. So let's see, no messages. I am going to check real quick on my phone if I got any viewers or if I had any viewers. Now that I'm screaming to my mic, might be that not be that fun. I also could turn off the screen. I need to in a second because I need to open up my files in order to be able to access the stream. So 3 views and 0 viewers. No one. So none. Well, there is a peak for 2, but I don't even see 2. Where is the 2? It also says 1. That's weird. So 0 chats. Well, besides the beginning one, that counts. Like, I don't know, in the beginning it somehow counts it as chat something. So around 10:30 we had a view. 10:32. Nothing crazy. Right now we're having 1 viewer. So let's see. I'm going to open up. Well, I'm just going to turn it off already. You guys can still hear me, but I don't know. Well, if you want to see which Steam games I have, you'll need to check the other stream. I already showed it there. I don't know. Browse, no properties, and then installed files. My laptop is almost full with files. This game is 30 gigabytes, so it isn't few. Well, could have definitely been worse, but bin Winx 64 and then map editor. I'm already there, almost there. So I think I can, if I close the Explorer, I can turn on the stream again. So we also don't get a black screen as a thumbnail. If I have that on for too long. I might also just look up a little documentation while streaming. But I couldn't really find. I was looking if there was any other written documentation afterwards. After I ended my stream yesterday. Well, in the stream we looked at a little documentation. I think so, one or two, but it all just is quite basic actually. And I kind of need to look at the tutorial, but I don't know if I can show it on stream. I did like half of the tutorials I think for map editing. So now map making is our thumbnail. That's good. That's good. Um, I don't know if I'll keep stream. Well, no, I'll keep streaming. So let's see. Map making guide ETS2, and then likely the. Well, I don't see the. Normally there. I could go there manually because I see one of the. Um. Well, I'm on my phone by the way. That's why you guys don't see anything. So let's see. Digital X. I've watched most of his. I might just turn off the stream for now, and then when I've watched a couple of tutorials, I might be back, maybe in the afternoon. Um, but I think for now, it's just easier if I can watch it on my laptop, and then when I actually know how to do most things, well, can do something like cut road, and we have that as default. We can do that. If we want to, we can do that. Also, how does that work? Do those overlap? Yeah, right. I wouldn't even know how to stop that. So that's one of those things. I know how to think. See the notes. Well, no, that's the wrong one. That's this one, vertex tool, right? Whoa! So you gotta be careful, definitely, with doing too much of that. Why can I select every corner? Shouldn't I be able to? With only really the here, this is like an end. Let's see, this is an end. This is an end. This is one. This is one. And I think this one. No, this one isn't. But this is one. This might must be one.